Hello, and welcome to Like a Native Speaker. In this lesson, we're going to dig a little deeper into consonant clusters. So I've talked about consonant clusters before, and if you haven't already seen that lesson, I recommend you check it out first, because it talks about how to pronounce consonant clusters and how to make them. What I want to talk about today is which consonant clusters we can make, because there are specific rules. We can't just mix any consonants we want together. For example, we can't pronounce P and B together because of the mouth position. This lesson is just going to focus on consonant clusters at the beginning of a word, because the rules are slightly different for beginning of a word, or sometimes called onset consonant clusters, or end of a word, sometimes called coda consonant clusters. At the beginning of a word or syllable, 90% of the time we only have two consonants together. It's possible to have three, but I'll talk about that in a minute. To start with two consonant clusters, we can begin with some of several different sounds. Specifically, any of the stop sounds, T, D, P, B, K, or G sound. In addition to the stop sounds, we can also begin a double consonant cluster with the voiceless fricative sounds like S, Sh, and Th. Now, before we continue, you need to be careful that Sh is actually just one sound, even though it's two letters. That's two consonant letters, but one consonant sound. It's the same with TH, or th sound. So when you're talking about syllables, you need to be careful that we can only have two or three sounds, but that may have more than that in letters. So the stop sounds and the voiceless fricative sounds can be the beginning of a double consonant cluster. But what can they combine with? Different consonants can combine with different secondary consonants to make the cluster. For example, TH, th, D, or T can only mix with W or R. The reason for this is the positioning of the mouth. It's very difficult to pronounce a T and then an L sound because they're basically the same position. Some examples of these consonant clusters are thwart, or through, or dwell, or drop, or twig, or trap. Moving on to the next group of consonant clusters, P, F, B, and G can mix with R or L. You can find these clusters in words like proud or plain, fry or flew, brown, blue, grow, glue. The sh sound is easy to remember because sh can only mix with R. Shrug. And the K sound can mix with W, R, or L in words like quick, crazy, or cloud. S is the most versatile consonant for consonant clusters because it can mix with many, many things. It can mix with W and L, like many other consonant clusters, but it can also mix with T, P, K, F, M, and N. Examples of these clusters are swing, slip, stay, snap, smooth, sky, spoon, and sphere. All of these consonants combine with each other because of the position in the mouth and the ability to say them. If we can't mix them, it's because the position doesn't work. And finally, moving on to consonant clusters with three consonants, it's actually very restrictive. There are only 5 options, and all of them begin with S. We can have SPL as in split, SPR like spring, SKR like screw, and SKW like squid. And finally, STR like strong. All of these are the possible consonant clusters in English. There are many of them, but there are restrictions. There are specific rules, which consonant clusters we can have and which ones we can't. As always, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Are there any consonant clusters that are difficult for you to pronounce? Put them down there as well. And as always, I'll see you next time.